afternoon, and good evening, depending on wherever you are, whatever time you are watching this video. My name is John Abiodun Noah, BSc Public Health, PSc Tutor, Department of Community Health, Nana College of Nursing and Health Sciences, Ayimba. Today we are looking at the use of 2024 National Standing Orders, theory. The previous video that we did was for practical aspect of the virtual standing order. But this one is theory aspect of the physical standing order. So this is the cover page of the National Standing Order. It says National Standing Orders for Community Health Extension Workers 2024, joint collaboration between the Community Health Board and the National Primary Care Development Agency. So the objective of this lecture is that at the end of this video, learners would be able to define the national standing orders, types of the standing orders, some differences between the soft and the hard copies of the standing orders. They should be able to define the theory. They should be able to know the steps involved in using the 2024 National Standing Orders theoretically, using the hard copy. They should be able to answer theoretical questions properly, following the case scenarios listed. So these are the objectives of this lecture note. This is to enhance the students' ability to be able to catch up with the use of standing order before the next national qualifying examination that is scheduled to come up by August, September this year. So before I proceed, I would like to say that this document is a professional document. My review of this document and bringing out this lecture is based upon years of practice and years of working with the previous standing order. So my judgment here does not finalize what the Community Health Practitioners Registration Board will say concerning their material. They are the owners of the material and they have the final say. My review is based upon my years of experience and years of practice. And this document is meant for only those who have valid license to practice. Those who are not community health practitioners are exempted from this lecture because they don't need it. Only those who are on training as community health students and practitioners who are in the field practicing are expected to partake in this lecture that will be so beneficial to them. Thank you. So let's move further. Now, definition of the National Standing Order. The National Standing Orders serve as a comprehensive set of specific guidelines arranged by age groups, conditions, findings from history, physical examinations, laboratory investigations, clinical judgments, and necessary actions to standardize care for patients at primary health care facilities. Now, this definition is very similar to the 2015 definition, but just a little change they have done to it. So, types of standing orders. Currently, there are two types of the national standing orders, which include one, the virtual standing orders, which is a soft copy. It comes in PDF format, which we can view through the phone, we can view through system or laptops or desktop, whichever. But it is a soft copy document of the National Standing Order. Then two, we have the physical standing orders, which is a hard copy. That one is already binded and it carries its own weight. This becomes necessary because the virtual standing orders is different from the physical standing order. So the virtual standing order, which is the soft copy, is a bit different from the physical standing order. One, it has a total of 774 pages. Two, it has pictorial illustrations. Three, it does not have heading for findings on history, findings on examination, and action, which are present in the hard copy. The two standing orders do not have appendix, which is present on the hard copy. So these are the features of the virtual standing order, which is in PDF format. Now, the physical standing orders, which is a physical hard copy of the standing order, has a total of 371 pages. So it's almost times two of the virtual standing orders. So it does not carry pictorial illustrations. It has findings on history, findings on examination, clinical judgment, and action. It has an appendix at the end of the work, and the appendix talks about some minor, which are very important cases. Using the 2024 standing orders theoretically, definition theory is a principle that has been formed as an attempt to explain things that data have already substantiated, according to Webster's dictionary. Now, in the case of examination, the question is the data, while the student tries to explain the solution to the question without a physical client or patient. So when we say we are using the standing orders theoretically, it means there is no patient. The question is asked, and the student is expected to use his experience and the learning, what he has been taught in class, to answer that question and get to the appropriate page of the particular solution and action of that patient. So case scenario, we have the case scenario 1. Mr. Olorumola, a 51-year-old civil servant, was rushed to PSC Ayingba with complaint of headache, with puffiness, weakness on one side of the body. On examination, he has paralysis of one side of the face, slurred speech. It was a severe condition and he was suspected of having stroke. How will you manage his condition according to national standing orders? So this is the question here that has been given. Now, each student that is having a hard copy of the standing orders in his hands should be able to follow the next steps that talks about how to answer the standing orders theoretically. So the steps in using of the national standing order theoretically, the steps are as follows. It says, 1, read the question carefully. The students should read the question carefully and make sure that they have understanding of the questions. Because if they don't have understanding of the question, they will miss it and they will end up wasting a lot of time. 2, turn to the appropriate section and locate the page in the standing order. Now they have to turn to the appropriate section after locating the particular, after understanding the question, they turn to the appropriate section. Then write citation, name of document, edition, section, page, and findings, e.g. National Standing Orders for CHU 2024 edition, section 5, page 258, finding on history is 1. So this is the citation method for the standing orders. Then steps continue. The 4th step is to write the corresponding clinical judgment, prioritize the findings, write the action, manage the patient's or client condition, state health education as appropriate, then completeness, which is to append signature, designation, and date. Now let's look at the case scenario. The case scenario that we have here is, as stated earlier, is Mr. Olorumola, a 51-year-old civil servant, was rushed to PSC Ayingba with complaint of headache. I think the first thing we should look at here is the headache, because the headache is key here. The headache with puffiness. Headache with puffiness is key. So this is the first thing we are to look out for in under this case scenario. The headache is very, very vital. Then the next thing is weakness on one side of the body. On examination, he has paralysis on one side of the face, slurred speech. It was a severe condition and he was suspected of having stroke. So these are the key words that, or key statements that will tell us the area to look out for. So based on this headache we are looking at, and a 51-year-old will first of all go to adult health to go and look for the condition. Then adult health is section 5, which is to turn to the appropriate section and locate the page in the standing order. Adult health is section 5. So we'll look at headache. Headache is page 258. 258, we can see it there. That is the page for headache. According to the physical standing order, not the virtual standing order. Those who are using the virtual standing order will not see this section 5 headache on page 258. So this is for those who are using the hard copy of the standing order. So headache is in. So we are going to write the citation as name of document, which is the standard order, edition, section, page, and findings. So on the answer booklet that the student is holding, the student is going to write National Standing Orders in capital letters for CHU 2024 edition, section 5, page 258, findings on history 1. So this is what the student is expected to write on the paper. Then on page 258, the findings on history, the first findings on history corresponds with the question that we were given. It says headache with puffiness, weakness on one side of the body. So that is the first finding on page 258. So which corresponds. So further finding on examination, just as stated according to Mr. Olorumola's condition, he said paralysis of one side of the face and slurred speech. So this one confirms that this is the page and this is the findings that we are looking for, because it is 100% the same as the one given to us in the question. So the clinical judgment says severe condition, suspect stroke. So that confirms it. The clinical judgment, and you know, in the case of Mr. Olorumola, the question says that he is suspected of having stroke. So that is why we are choosing this one again. Then the action says refer immediately to the appropriate health facility. Then we can prioritize the findings. Maybe he has other conditions as well, and we have to go to such page and check the similarities, the differences are what we will use and add up to our case. But this is not like that, since this is just a plain question without multiple findings. So we are writing only the referral. Refer immediately to the appropriate health facility, which is the action. Then we are to state health education as appropriate. You advise on adequate rest and exercise, encourage regular clinical attendance and compliance with drugs, advise on abstinence from alcohol, advise to cut off caffeine and kola nut, give nutritional counseling, advise on proper ventilation, importance of taking home-based records during visits to clinic or hospital. So these are the topics that we can take on as health education and give health talk to Mr. Olorumola. Then to complete the work, the students should take note of this. This is very, very important. You must be able to append your signature, then your designation. If you are a student that is still under tutelage, your designation will be "2 in training," then the date that you are attending to the client. But if you are a practitioner that is on the field, you append your signature, you put your designation, either facility in charge, whatever position that you have been given, you put it there and you put the date. So thank you for this, for standing with us throughout this video. I believe this video has given clear knowledge to you and all other students that will be watching and listening. I believe you carry your standing orders along and follow the video as I have highlighted it. Even if there are going to be little errors or whatever from what the board will produce, I believe that at least we'll have 80 or 90% of this content as correct. So any questions that can be given to us, any questions that should be asked should be placed on the comment section. Post your questions to the comment section, and don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe,